Yo, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Get Abbed. Bit different. There's only two. There's only two of us. Just a little switch up. Just trying a few different things, obviously, before the new season starts. And just kind of seeing how things work. Big up, Rush. Rush, you're probably going to have to mute your TV.
All right, there we go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Ah. I had the news on in the background.
No, I hear you. How you doing, my bro?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Nice weather and that as well. Been a pretty chilled out weekend.
It has. And obviously, like, we're having to make the most of things while the Nations League's on.
I'll tell you what, bro. I have been using this as an excuse to just take a break from football. I could not care less about the Nations League.
You know, it did make me realize how much time I could actually make.
Yeah.
You know, which is mad because obviously there's not really not really in as much content as usual and stuff like that. So yeah, but listen, we're here. We've got a few topics to discuss based on this week. A few controversial topics as well, which we're definitely going to get into. One specifically being the team of the year, the PFA team of the year. So let's just check out the comments. Yeah, big up, Bobby. Hope you're well. For tuning in. So let's get it going. Let's kick it off. The first topic so the PFA teams of this season. Now, we're going to give respect. We're going to give respect to both. Let's start off with the WSL team of the year. Oh, hold on. Perfect timing. Waneka, how are you?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you okay. Perfect timing because I know obviously you're a massive Man City fan, massive advocate for the women's football as well. So we're about to just discuss the WSL team of the year. First and foremost, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, doing well. Doing very well. So thank you for jumping on, especially at short notice. Waneka, meet Brush, Waneka.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm fine, thank you, bro.
Please tell me if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly, by the way.
No, you're doing well.
I think there's a bit of feedback from you, Waneka. I'm just going to mute your mic for the meantime. Yeah, there seemed to be a bit of feedback, some interference. Don't know if there's a phone next to a laptop or something like that. But let's get right into it. So I'm going to just put this back up. This is the WSL team of the year. So we have Berger in goal. I'm going to make my screen bigger because I cannot see what that says. There you go. Batley, Williamson, Bright, and Greenwood make the back four. Little, Weir, Ritten, and front three of Madema, Kerr, and Hemp. And two of those players we're actually going to discuss in length in a minute. Brush, thoughts on that team of the year?
Listen, it's no surprise to me that there's quite a large Chelsea contingent in that team. They've been brilliant all season.
Absolutely. And to be fair, same with City and Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, they are the three top teams in it. So yeah, it's pretty much a best of the rest with everyone else.
Literally. Any player that stood out for you?
The United ladies finished fourth. And, you know, we weren't expecting anything going into this season because there was a lot of change last summer with Casey Stoney, the head coach, leaving. There was one or two high-profile departures as well. Lost young Lauren James. The two Americans that we had, Tobin Heath and Kirsten Press, they moved on as well. So there was a lot of doubt, and they did pretty well, man. There was a lot of question marks over the new manager who came in, and he done a decent job in the end.
Oh, absolutely. How about you, Waneka? Sorry.
The team is spot on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, the team is spot on. Greenwood, you know, we didn't start well in entering the season, but to see Greenwood there in the defense, because we had a lot of injuries in the defense. starting up in the season. But to see her there, and I'm really proud of her. She really did well, captain and as a leader, she did so well. Then where, obviously, where there's no way you can't add Caroline Weir there. She's she's the woman for the big occasion. So we have to put her there and Lauren Hemp, our best player for the season. She never has any bad game. Any game, even if we lose, she must put up a very high performances all the time. Then the rest of the team, Sam Kerr, obviously. Come on. Sam Kerr is Sam Kerr and the rest
oh no, we've lost the dropping all that knowledge as well. Ah, she's back.
It's perfect. I love it.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, very, very, very strong side. Speaking of where, like I got to see obviously Chelsea versus Man City at Wembley. Listen, the football both teams were playing was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You can see the Manchester City model, like there's no different from the men's senior team, which is good to see. Like they really get it done and really play and stuff. And it just took obviously individual brilliance from Chelsea that really took them over the line in that FA Cup final. So yeah, no, absolute massive shout outs to the women. It was a very, very competitive league this season. I think next season is going to be unbelievable. Chelsea have already made 2 signings. I believe City have made a few signings as well.
We've made three signings from Atletico, 2 from Atletico, 1 from Barcelona. 2 of them they are defenders. Then from Atletico Madrid, the striker. I think this reconstruction we are doing is a nice thing because you saw where has left Lucy Bronze. I was so emotional about Lucy Bronze because she's really she's my favorite player. So her leaving just like that, I got so emotional. But I love the way that we are doing the reconstruction. I hope Galatasaray doesn't mess things up the way he does. Seriously, in fact, I don't really like Galatasaray. I just hope that he does well next season and sees a way he can just work together with these women and we can have a great season next WSL next season.
Sure.
Great.
And just to obviously for the viewers and such, and for those who will listen to this back later. So you're from Nigeria.
Yeah.
You currently live in Nigeria too.
Yeah.
And such. How did you come about being a Manchester City fan?
Okay, that should be around the 2011, 2012. Started watching, Yaya Toure is from Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
So he's the reason why I started watching Man City, to see an African doing so well in the Premier League. So that attracted me to Man City and I started watching it from there. I just started loving Man City. That was how I started supporting Manchester City.
Okay. And what would you say is the biggest supported club in Nigeria then?
Manchester United. Manchester United, Chelsea, and Arsenal in that order.
Okay,
yeah.
So you go in there out there the streets of is it Lagos, Abuja, and you're gloating. You're like, yep.
Anyway, I'm not in any of those states. I'm in Enugu State. Okay. But Lagos, Abuja, that's where you see all these fans, Man United, Arsenal.
Was there a lot of excitement over there when Igalo signed as well?
Yes, he's the first Nigerian to sign for Manchester United. The excitement was too. Even though they are not supporting Man United, anytime Man United we are playing, they want to watch and support Igalo. They will be hoping he scores. So it was when he left, everything died down. So they are just so happy for him.
Yeah, I saw a really good interview with him as well, where his childhood dream was to represent United. So it was a dream come true for him.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just lastly, before we move on, obviously as a Nigerian, like thoughts on losing to us in the World Cup qualifiers?
You had to just get that in there, Rich.
I had to.
Anyways, I'm supporting England. the Senegal for the World Cup. So,
You're a hater.
so there's no problem.
A few more comments. Big up Kevin Benson, all the way from New Zealand, always locking in. Appreciate you. Big up Luca. We're doing well, mate. Arsenal fan. Big up Munzi.
Munzi makes a valid point as well about no United players in there.
In the women's WSL. They had a good season.
Listen, Ella Toon and Russo both had great years.
Yeah. So I guess obviously it's kind of like similar to like the men's. They kind of pick the
but in this one, it's really difficult though, bro. It's difficult because they've all just done brilliantly.
Yeah, and absolutely they have done better than the
I mean, even in the men's one, when we get around to it, we'll discuss it. You know, there's fine margins, man.
100%. Someone do play with a car. Yeah, she is. It's just rolling against the wall and such. Big up Bobby says that I think 2 from United made it. Big up Moss inside. Moss, we're going to be discussing a very sensitive topic in a minute. I'm not sure if you. I'll behave myself though, Moss. I'm not going to give you too much Son banter and such. But Moss in the chat, you know, Moss always brings up the facts. Like his football knowledge is really up there. Big up Nippon inside. Hope you're doing well as well. So we discussed the women's. Let's talk about the men. Now this has brought up a lot of controversy. A lot. We'll start with you, Wanyeka. Is there anyone that is in there that you're surprised didn't like? Is there anyone that you think, oh, how did they not make it?
Yeah, it's obviously Son and Rodri. Because come on, Rodri. He was the best defensive midfielder in the league. In fact, for me in Europe, because he did so well. In fact, he never had a bad game. You know, all these players that they would play, you say they never had a bad game, like Rodney Hebb did last season. His performances were just, you know, phenomenal. And everything, his ball recovery, his possession, everything supposed to be there. I don't know what Thiago Alcantara is doing there. Then Son obviously a higher golden boot winner. He's supposed to be there. I think the person that's not supposed to be there should be Mane. Mane is supposed to be there. Son supposed to be where Mane is. You can't say Ronaldo should not be there because you know Ronaldo, he did so well, though his team they didn't do so well. But Ronaldo, I think he deserves to be there. But Mane, I wouldn't see that. I think the reason they added Mane there because of the way he played in AFCON, you know, took his country to World Cup and all these things, but still, Son was supposed to be there, Son and Rodri. Then again, I'm supposed to see Rudiger. For me, I think Laporte should be there. I even made it clear that he did so well that he's supposed to be there. Then what is Rudiger doing there? He was supposed to be there. Laporte was, in fact, he was the best centre back this season. He did so well, and for me, the 6 Liverpool, just like Pep said, everybody's supporting Liverpool, especially the media. 6 Liverpool players. Anyways, I'm just going to say that the team is flawed. Yes, I don't know. They said okay, it's fellow players that vote. It means that these fellow players, they don't watch themselves. They need to watch more of. They need to watch more of the games that their fellow players play. You can't just come and just vote somebody because of the PR the person has. No. Son, Rodri, and Laporte, they're meant to be there. Mane, Thiago, and Rudiger. I don't understand what they're doing there. That's my view on it.
Very in depth.
Okay.
Very in depth. Rush?
Yeah, I'm in agreement, man. The 2 main ones that stick out for me, the omissions, are Rodri and Son. Both of them just had incredible seasons. Rodri, for me, has probably been the best defensive midfielder in the league this season. A lot of what he does goes unnoticed. With regards to Son, I think you already discussed it on the Team of the Year show the other night on the United Agenda. 23 goals no penalties.
No penalties.
No penalties. And if you look back on Spurs this season as well, because they started off absolute shambles after the win against City and that little run. Obviously, the dismissal of Santo, then Conte coming in, and Kane only appeared halfway through the season. So there were times where Son was
16, 17 goals.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a remarkable recovery, but he didn't turn up till like after Christmas. So a lot of the times, Son was the hero.
Absolutely. I'm in total agreement with the two, Son and Rodri. I think they were both brilliant. You know what I like about Rodri, is he knows he doesn't get the credit he deserves because you get the likes of a De Bruyne, a Foden, and etc. But he just does his job, and he's come up with about 4 like key goals.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's had like 7 all season, which is good for a DM, by the way. But 4 of them were crucial.
Rich, the performance he put in against Liverpool, the first game when it finished 2-2, incredible,
unbelievable. You know,
that's goal against Arsenal.
And these players that put in the dirty work, I think a lot of their attributes go unnoticed. It was very similar to like when we used to see prime Makalele. You know, you only have to ask some of those Real Madrid stars, the big stars, the Figos, the Zidans,
as soon as he left, it went potty.
About the influence of Makalele and how it all went to shambles when he left.
Absolutely. And you know what? Just lastly on Rodri, the aspect of his finishing, he don't just lash at it. Everything's controlled. You know, everything's controlled. So it's like he fully deserves it. I mean, Thiago, yes, he's a good player and stuff, but Rodri was consistent throughout the whole season. Son, honestly, this season he's been unreal. You know, he's had to carry Tottenham because obviously Harry Kane didn't turn up till after Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, so for him to not be included is mad. Let's quickly check it out before we move on. Waneka, out of the 3, who would you take out to put Son in?
Money, yeah, we'll put Money out.
Rush?
Yeah, it would be the same for me. Even with Ronaldo, there's a debate to be had, you know. I don't think there was too many outstanding forwards this season, to be honest with you. I mean, when I was trying to shortlist them, the only ones that came to mind were Ronaldo, Kane, and possibly Ivan Toney as an outside bet. Yeah. And also, I know these teams now, they're very much dominated by the top teams. So I feel like we need to give honourable mentions to, you know, the players who done well outside of the big 6. The likes of your Declan Rice, Ruben Neves, Conor Gallagher for large parts of the season was brilliant.
Jared Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen's another. Mark Guéhi, for his, you know, first season, debut season in the Premier League, he took to it really well.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me personally, I actually would have said Salah. You know, because I feel like
after AFCON, you think he faded?
That's a big stretch that he didn't play well. I don't think he scored in like 10. And I'm not saying that he didn't play well, didn't contribute, but Mane kept his level.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion.
With Mane, they also switched his position, bro. When Diaz came in, like he done quite well up front. Yeah. With Salah though, that early season form was disgusting.
It was.
I mean, he just forced things. He made things happen out of nowhere. I know there was that really tight game against Wolves, and he was inevitable for a little while.
Absolutely. Ron is saying here that Salah dropped off massively after AFCON. Yeah, that month he had like AFCON and then the World Cup qualifier. Salah went himself.
Yeah, I think what it is though, I think ultimately you look at the numbers, and I think that's what gets him in there.
Yeah. You know.
And yeah, Hamza, that's a valid point as well. Cucurella had a brilliant season. Again, like the level of competition is so nuts to me. For me, João Cancelo has to be there. He just had an unbelievable year overall. But then, I'm not going to argue if anyone says Robertson. or if they want to give Cucurella a mention, they all did brilliantly.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyreek Mitchell, don't forget him.
I saw you trying to run the Tyreek Mitchell agenda the other night before Cucurella was mentioned.
I tried to run it hard. And then Cucurella got mentioned, and I couldn't even say nothing. To be fair, Cucurella has been brilliant, to be fair. Okay. As always, flight delayed and stuff.
This is your captain speaking.
How's it going, Santi?
Good. How are you guys?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Right. We're going to mention individual awards now. And we won't take too long on this because the last topic we've got is going to be a long one, I think, personally. Salah, PFA Player of the Season. Agree or disagree?
I disagree.
I'm gonna go ahead.
I disagree because there were okay, let me say he did well in the when we started the season, the early hours of the season. But De Bruyne, he just started with, he was nursing injuries, and his ankle, after the international games. So he still had some good performances while not nursing those injuries. But Salah would just play, normal Salah and all that. But once after that AFCON, that was when the title race was heating up. That's where you expect someone like Salah to, speed up, show his form, show what he can do. That was where De Bruyne was doing so well, scoring in crucial matches. But Salah was just there doing nothing. He just scored against Chelsea, scored twice against Man United, assisted 1 goal, and then scored against Wolves. That was the only thing he did. That was the only goal, the only open play goals he scored in 2022 in the Premier League. Then they're not giving that awarded him the PFA Player of the Year. I don't think he deserves it, but I think he's there for the running. But De Bruyne deserved it more.
Sure. Just quickly, big up Crab for the Twitch raid. I know obviously I'm predominantly on YouTube, but this is streaming on Twitch as well as obviously the Twitter account as well. So big up for the raid. Santi, who do you think deserved?
I think a shout should go out to Son. I think he had like an outstanding season. He had a lot of goals. It's just, and to me, it's just shocking that he's not even in the team of the season, nor any awards or anything like that. Or specifically for the player of the season. Other than that, I guess we can chat about some of the other ones, like the young player of the season too. I think but I don't want to get ahead of myself there.
No, go ahead.
So, I mean, and I hate to say this as a United fan, but I think Saka is a shout for that. He had a fantastic season, especially coming off the back of all of the negativity that happened in the Euros. I think with that, I know there are some people saying that there was nobody close to Foden, but I think that's kind of I disagree with that.
Cool. Rush?
Yeah, player of the year, for me, it is Son. I would have given it to Son. I think quite often we, blindsided by just the very top teams. When you look at what he did in the dysfunctional team that he had to do it in for large parts of the season, I think he's clear. As for young player of the year, I'm with Santi on that one. It's a bit iffy. Yeah, Saka's had a great year. A few honourable mentions as well, man. Even Conor Gallagher and that, they come into that convo as well. I'm not convinced that Foden was the outstanding one this season.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree with that, Wanika?
I disagree with him because Pep, he played Foden in a different position this season. He didn't play his normal left wing position where he normally gets his goal. He played as a false 9 as most parts of this season. He had to be selfless, help the team in many other ways than scoring. I think he did it better. In fact, he had he had this striker motivation this season, which helped the team. So I think he did it while still scoring and assisting goals. And those things he did, I think it should be well noted. People should actually applaud him for that. I think he did so well, and he also helped in crucial matches. Okay, talking about Saka. Okay, Saka he did well, but there were moments where he was supposed to help his team. He didn't do so. So I think Foden helped his team in many crucial matches, and he deserved the PFA Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year.
Interesting. I agree with Saka and Son, to be fair.
I'll tell you what, Rich. I probably wouldn't have given it to Saka, even though he's in the running. For me, it probably would have been Reece James.
I think it's too many injuries. Too many injuries. And the only reason I've just slightly gone Saka over Gallagher is just Gallagher did fade quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was just more notable, his drop-off, because of how high standard he played for us. You know?
Do you think that drop-off maybe came about once some of the Chelsea
it was
items,
at that moment.
some of that background stuff going on?
And Wanyeka brought up a really interesting point there. I think the reason I overlook Foden is the fact that he didn't solidify one position. But, I think that speaks to Pep and how intelligent of a player Foden is, the fact that they were able to move him around. So maybe I don't give that as much credit as I should. Also, Jacob Ramsey, I thought, had a brilliant year.
Yeah, he did. But then I think with him, I think it was more so Villa just dropped off. When Judd came in, there was a massive, it was like, phew, and then they just disappeared for a couple months, So I think that kind of held them back. All right, what we'll do this last topic, and then I'll actually drop the link and we'll have a proper discussion about Flop 11, because I think that would be funny to do. We're going to create the Flop 11 of the season.
Oh, wow.
And yes, I know there's going to be quite a fair few Man United nominations.
Oh, not just that, Rich. I'll have to address who I thought my signing of the season was going to be.
We'll get to it. Now, this, I don't know if you've heard the news. So basically, the FA have requested that on the weekend before the World Cup, that there should be no games for just the big six, they've labelled them. So Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham. Manchester City, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham. Just for those six sides. Not the whole league, just for those six sides. All right. One second, I actually clipped up part of the statement. It's a very long statement. Let me get rid of this banner, actually, so that you can see it. So it reads, the Premier League's final round of games before the mid-season pause will take place on November 12th and 13th, just 8 days before England take on Iran in their first World Cup group match on the opening day of the tournament. England boss Gareth Southgate is reportedly concerned about the quick turnaround for his players. According to ESPN, and I kind of clipped this from Sport Bible, the FA have requested that no games between Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, Manchester United, Arsenal, and Tottenham are staged in the final weekend of games before the World Cup.
Did they go on to give an explanation as to why?
So I know Southgate has mentioned about obviously keeping their key players fit.
So with that, I as you guys know, Raul Jimenez plays for Wolves, not having that, and so really a better solution would be any team with players bound to the World Cup versus this big six. That's ridiculous.
It should be the same rule for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think if they're going to cancel it for the six, cancel it for the whole league.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes no sense. Absolute bias there.
Makes no sense.
I think that this also favors England. pretty heavily, because I mean there's going to be some international players, just like I said, in other teams that are going to go to the World Cup, and so what happens to those players?
But then don't forget, some of England's squad aren't in the top 6. Calvin Phillips, Conor Gallagher, Mark Gay, Tyrone Mings. I'm assuming he's going to be there. Kieran Trippier. They've got quite a bulk of their squad that are not in the top 6. What about them?
But most of them will be sitting on the bench, just like Southgate always does. Just see those people that he takes that they're not getting the media hype, sit them on the bench. Then those people that he takes that the media talks about, he's more concerned about them than the rest.
It's a very strange request, Rich. And you already know my feelings on the December World Cup, let alone this.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, at least with that, I mean, outside out of those players, like, who would you say is at starting 11 though? I mean, Calvin Phillips probably, but you could put in Jude Bellingham.
Declan Rice.
True.
Trippier. He likes Trippier at the moment.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, it's a weird request. I don't know.
Pickford.
Oh yeah. It's a very, very odd request. Very odd. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring that to the attention. Obviously,
It would also be interesting, Rich, to see if other leagues around Europe do something similar, if they put in requests.
Yeah. Just have to wait and see.
Mm.
Right. We're gonna have a bit of fun now. We are going to create a flop 11. Now, before I do that, I am going to drop the link in the chat if anyone else wants to come and have their say on this matter. So there's the link. If it gets too busy and not everyone can come in, I'll apologize. But I'm going to share the screen. Lovely. Right. Now, we are going to try and make this as fair as possible, which ain't going to be easy. But let's try and bring some context and some rules into it. When we say flop, should we base it just on how they played, or should we also include expectations?
I'd say definitely expectations, like some of those price tags too.
Yeah, expectation. Forget the price tag. I know you're looking at Grealish.
Ooh, I mean, I wasn't looking at him, but boy, now that you brought him up. So,
I mean, some of the players, they fit all the criteria, Rich. Both expectation and price tag.
Cool. Is everyone happy with 4-3-3?
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes, right?
Yeah. All right, sweet. Like I said, guys, if you want to get involved, the link is now in the chat. Jump in, get yourself involved. Goalkeeper. Who's been the flop goalkeeper of the season? Let's start with Brush. Who do you think?
Meslier.
From Leeds.
He's just, I mean, it's been raining down shots on him. Bless him. But yeah, a lot of times this season he's looked really suspect. Okay. And he was a player that I rated as well, actually. So yeah. But this season it's been mad.
Sure. Wanyeka?
Yeah, I go with Meslier too, because last 2 seasons he was so good. Then this season he was so disappointing. I was so disappointed in him. So yeah, I'll go with him.
Yeah, Moss is an all flop team. Flops of the season. We're gonna build an 11. We're gonna make this work. Santi.
I was gonna say Moss jump on. I know you have. Yeah, I think I gotta agree with that. I mean, there's with goalkeepers sometimes some faults are beyond them. Sometimes you're faced with a terrible defense. But yeah, I think with that, let's go with Leeds.
You know what the hardest bit is actually now having to spell the name. Give me a second whilst I get that right. Had it not been for the way he ended the season, I was going to say Pickford.
Yes, him
Yeah.
too. I had him in mind, but maybe it was terrible.
He was. I am proper trying to search out how to spell his name. M-E, I'm sure there's an S in there. Or it might just be the case where the app doesn't have him. Yeah, there is an S. I thought as much. That's what I typed beforehand.
What happened? He's not on there.
I don't think he is. MESLIER.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
find a different one. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say we're gonna have to find a different one of these where we can just type in the name.
Yeah, it might have to be that way for the future.
Mm.
But I do like the graphics though.
Mm.
Cool. Right back. There is going to be a few contention.
Oh,
Let's
Wow.
start with Wanyaka.
Right back. To be honest, I can't really pick out a worst right back right now because many of them did well this season.
Oh, I can think of one or two.
Yeah, pick one. Can you
Go on,
say?
Santi.
Brush.
Go on, Santi.
Go on, Santi. I'll leave it to you.
5 times. 5 times. Wan-Bissaka.
Aaron
Envy.
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka didn't play lots of games, so I can't really say it was a
Wait.
flop.
Can
You
I
know
throw
why?
a spanner? I'm gonna throw a spanner in there. I think Emerson Royale has a shout, you know.
You know what?
No,
Yes.
no. No,
Yes.
I think he started doing well when Conte came in. He started doing well.
Doherty started doing
Honestly.
well. I'm not sure about Royale.
There is nothing royal about Emerson. It is, yeah. It's a toss-up between Wan-Bissaka and Royale. Dallow's in with a shout as well. He's been terrible as well.
Let's try not to be biased, but to be fair, it's probably been one of the worst ones this season. I mean, Royale's good,
Cool. All
good
right.
shout too.
So, all right, let's vote on this. What between Wan-Bissaka and Royale? Santi.
So you went right back. All right, let's go with Bissaka.
Wanyaka.
Okay, let's pick him. Is the terrible one.
So
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, let's just put Wan-Bissaka in then because
yeah.
Rush is gonna say him anyway.
Well, no. Seeing as I was outvoted, I was just gonna put in a vote for Royale.
You wasn't outvoted.
Make it seem like not such a landslide, but it is though.
I'm meant to read that right. There we go. Yes. Any danger? There we go. Don't worry, we'll take him back from you guys and just make him the world class right back he was beforehand. Let's go left back. We'll start with Santi. All right.
And again, Rich, it's one where we've got more than one option.
Is this unanimous, by the way?
Shaw and Tellers are both in with a shout.
Yeah, I mean, so people don't say, we have an agenda. I'll say Firpo. Just
Again, that is a good shout. Junior Firpo was trash.
I was gonna throw in Reguilon.
Okay.
See, I don't think he's had a good season at all.
Yeah, I think so too.
He hasn't. He got replaced, didn't he? I think Sessegnon was playing there.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah.
See, we're trying to not be Manchester United,
Yeah.
even though they had a terrible season. So who are we going for? Firpo, Reguilon, or Shaw?
I think I'm going to go Firpo, Coming from Barcelona, I think there was certain expectations and he just met none of them.
Yeah, Wanyaka?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody expected him to be good defensively, but at least going forward, he would be decent. And he didn't really do that either.
Yeah. So everyone happy with Firpo?
Mm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Santi, I didn't even ask you again. You happy with Firpo, Santi?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, cool. Right. Who's centre back and why is it with Maguire?
I was just about to I was literally about to say I'm not going to start off with Maguire.
Yeah, I want to say Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings was terrible. No.
Sorry, I have been on this Mings. Listen, Mings is shocking.
Listen, honestly, I don't know why he gets ahead of Konza in the national team. I really don't.
I'm sorry, agendas have to agenda. Like,
I want to throw in
It's not
Yannick
democracy.
Vestergaard into the mix
Ooh.
Yeah.
because you know he was a linchpin in that Southampton team, made the big money move to Leicester, and we've just not seen him.
That's a good point. Because would we actually call Maguire a flop, or is that his standard?
I think his debut season would have been considered a flop. Now we're just used to this level.
So obviously, honourable mention for club captain. We'll call him a club captain, Maguire. But I think Vestergaard's a great shout. You know, everyone happy with that?
No, Maguire.
Santi wants
No.
Maguire in that Maguire.
Please, Maguire. Please, Maguire.
Is there a way to put the armband on that too?
There isn't. I might have to screenshot this. Right. The three in the middle.
McTominay.
You know what? When that thing was just sitting there calmly, like she, and just just send it for United. Santi.
I was gonna go with Saul Niguez.
Listen,
That guy.
there's space for both of them.
Yes.
I agree with Courts as well. So Yunshu's been terrible this season. He's worthy of a mention.
That's a
For
shame.
centre back. Yeah, Saul Niguez was a huge flop.
Yeah.
So we're going McTominay for DM.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You know how
Hamza.
I feel about the Mike Soup.
Hamza, your player of the season, bro. And then Saul. Yeah, I'm happy with that. You know what? Sorry, I've completely neglected the comment section. Who's the following the other centre midfielder? Who we got? Royal Stinky Fromage. Big up Solo in the cut. Hope you're good. If you haven't seen this show, go over to the Man United Agenda, man. It was a wicked stream we did. You know, picking the player of the season, our team of the season and stuff. Really, really good. Kendall said Shaw as well. Wan-Bissaka. Regulon's a shout. Mikalenko for me was really, really good, to be honest.
He was very good. I liked Mikalenko.
Firpo. Tellez. Kendall believes that Shaw was worse. Maguire. Ben White. You know what? If it wasn't for the fact that the other centre backs were worse, that could actually be a shout.
Yeah.
I don't think he's been that bad this season, to be honest. I think obviously when people take into consideration the £50 million price tag, it's a bit different, but I don't think he's been bad.
Big up, Bobby. I'm glad everything got sorted out this morning. Dyer.
I thought Dyer was all right this season.
Yeah. I thought this was probably one of his better seasons.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
better.
We've got Bobby in chat as well, so he can break it down.
100%. Put some respect on my captain. Tyrone Mings is a good centre back.
Rich, I'm not looking forward to finishing off this midfield three. You
He's
know?
better than Harry Maguire.
What?
Well, I mean,
Who isn't better than Harry Maguire?
Was he Sionchu? Niguez McTominay and Buendia. Interesting.
Ooh.
I knew this was coming. I knew it. Decore.
I was going to say Dele
Ooh.
Alli.
I was gonna say Andre Gomez. He's been disappointing. Santi.
Yeah.
I was saying you could even put in Dele Alli too if we were talking Everton.
Oh snap!
Wow.
But then has he even played enough for us to judge him on that? Though?
That's
He
good
didn't play much.
Didn't play a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, shouldn't you be a flop if you're on the bench?
That's it. Harry Winks' names we mentioned. Brush, who are you thinking of?
It's a toss up between Bruno or the forgotten man Leon Bailey.
He's more of a right winger though.
But he's more of a right winger, innit? So I reckon when we get to the top three, he might be on my right wing.
That could work.
Yeah.
Not saying Andre Gomez has been a letdown
For me, it's Bruno. You know, I think Bruno's had a terrible season. But that probably might be my United bias as well.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last season,
We might get into this later, Moss. Don't worry about that one. I know Wendeka's got a lot to say about that. Santi, who's your
I'm starting to agree with Matt, you know, because obviously Decore is a big player.
look, just for the sake of not having an All United team.
But I don't know. I think when you look at the weight of expectation, though, I think Bruno's under-delivered.
No, it's Bruno. He was so disappointed.
Yeah.
On United's neck, you know. Oh man. I was not in Dobele as well because he got loaned out.
Oh, but they got loaned out, didn't they? So, yeah. Can't put them in flop of the season if they're only here for half the season.
Look, if we really wanted a United agenda, we could even put Donny in there.
Guys, what of Kante? Kante. No, Kante, he dropped off. He dropped off massively.
He has dropped off. He has dropped off, but I don't know. I don't think he's been bad enough to make this.
Yeah, Bruno's drop-off was worse.
Yeah.
But Bruno was worse. Add him there immediately.
You know what it is? Cool. All right, the front three. Can
Lukaku number one. Lukaku.
I was gonna chuck in Lacazette.
No.
But
it's gotta be Lukaku, man. It's gotta be Lukaku.
I can't complain with that.
And I'll tell you what, Rich, at the start of the season, when I was asked who I think my signing of the season would be, I went with Lukaku. On paper, I thought, obviously, big price tag and that. But he'd trimmed down from what we've seen in the 2 years at Inter Milan. He knew the Premier League inside out. He's more than capable of scoring against about 14 or 15 of the teams in the league. So I definitely thought he was going to come in and he was, going to get goals. If not in the big games, at least against everybody else. But such a massive letdown.
Moss says it's a bit harsh on Bruno. Can just say it's definitely Lukaku. Got Lukaku. Ooh, on the left, I have seen a few names pop up. Like, appreciate that, everyone in the comment section. I really appreciate that. There's a few names. You got Grealish.
No.
Rashford?
I'm going to say no. Rashford, of course.
Martial?
No, they've not played enough to make this list.
Sir, I would like to point out that this is a Premier League flop. Martial was in Spain.
He was.
He gets out on a technicality.
No, I'm gonna have to go Grealish for this one.
No, I disagree with you. Not when I'm here. See, Grealish Grealish, no, he did well. You know, there's a way. The Pep system, you have to learn it first. Look at him, Rodri. He didn't play well the first season, but he started doing well the following season. You have to learn and be a part of this Pep system before you
But
have to, actually learn it and do what Grealish said. He even said it himself. He had to, take his time. He wasn't cutting in inside to score. He was just taking his time. He didn't want to, do anything that would make Pep, bench him for life. But if you do any rubbish, Pep will bench you for life. Just do what he tells you to do. Just
but
hold the
this
ball. He's a good ball carrier. I know people were expecting him to score lots of goals, but his goal creation, they were just super. Just that we didn't have any striker to, score those goals he was creating for the front men. We didn't have any striker. Fodu. Sometimes Mahrez was missing sitters. Sterling was missing sitters. Grealish did well, and he now won the Premier League. He's a Premier League winner. Leave him out of that team. He's a Premier League winner. Please, he's not a flop. No,
but this
not when
season,
I'm here.
but it's based on this season.
No.
He's
You're
a
not putting
100 million pound player who's got 3
Let me
goals
tell
and
you.
3 assists.
Let me tell you. It's not his fault that we bought him for it. That is a release clause.
Listen. Phil
That is a
Jones
release
has a
clause.
Premier League medal.
Who is that?
Exactly.
No.
Do you know what was really
no.
funny as well? Yeah, because he partied the most out of anyone. Like after he winning the league, he was out in Ibiza for a week, proper partying it up. And judging by the celebrations, you'd think that he carried City to the title on his back.
See, this is his first Premier League trophy. Allow the man to enjoy himself. He has always been like that. Grealish, he parties a lot, so leave him. Let him be able to enjoy. He's not a flop.
Can I chuck in my suggestion for left wing?
Yeah.
Pulisic.
Oh, I'm so on this agenda. Pull this shit out of the wing. Get out of here.
Oh, jeez. Listen, you could probably make a case for Timo Werner as well, eh?
Yeah.
Look, I think it's Grealish, just pound for pound expectations. There was no input for that. But if you want to put in Pulisic, I'm totally okay with it.
For me, it's Grealish. If we're putting Lukaku in there, then yeah, you've got to put Grealish in there as well. Just the weight of expectation and just criminally under-delivering.
All right, so we've got
No.
one.
No, listen. Lukaku was terrible. Jesus. Lukaku was so terrible. The guy can't even hold the ball. No possession, nothing. In fact, he was more than terrible. And I went and did this stupid interview that ruined everything for him. No, Grealish didn't. No. Don't even put Grealish there.
That interview was an absolute madness when he started talking about missing Lautaro Martinez.
We live in a democratic society, so we are going to vote. So Brusher said Grealish.
Oh my god.
Onyeka, who did you actually say?
For me, it's Rashford.
Santi?
It's right.
Look, I think these are all great shouts, but just for the agenda, I gotta say Pulisic now.
Oh man, I pulled up. You know what, Wanyaki, you're lucky. I pulled up Pulisic, so that's 2 for Pulisic.
It should be Grealish.
No, Santi.
It really should be Grealish.
Wait, Santi, are you changing your mind?
Yeah, we gotta go Grealish.
No. Oh my god. Come on, guys. Anyways. All right.
Cool. I'm going to make sure I screenshot this and send this to Samara as well. She's going to be pissed. Right wing. Now, obviously, Brusher said Leon Bailey.
Yeah. I was actually looking forward to him as well, you know. I was looking forward to seeing how he does. I was quite impressed with him when he was at Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Bergwijn's another shout for right wing. He's been terrible.
Yeah,
he's on his way out of Spurs. Who else?
Saint Maximin?
Oh,
No.
he
No.
was their main guy for parts of the
Yes.
season, Rich.
This season, I
Main
thought it was
guy.
Joe Linton. Let me think. Who else is really?
What
not?
about El
I mean,
Ghazi?
Havertz ain't been great.
Yeah, Kai Havertz hasn't been great. He wasn't. Well,
What-
when has he been great?
Werner. What of Werner?
Timo Werner's a shout.
Because if you're talking about Grealish scoring like 4 PL goals, Werner scored all his Premier League goals against Southampton. So he should
And you know
be
the funniest thing about that, yeah, is that it's against Hasenhüttl that he scored, because obviously Southampton set up in that German style of play
Yeah.
where he's got more time to get in behind.
Right. You know, let's get the
Pulisic
chat
played on
involved.
the right.
Let's get the chat involved. Werner or Bailey, and we'll go with that. We'll let the chat have the final decision. Werner or Bailey. Let's see how many.
Werner.
Out of the two, I'd probably go with Leon Bailey. You know.
Werner.
No, you can't do that. You can't throw a spanner in the works. Santi, explain your logic behind this.
I'm just trying to put him in the.
Santi's just trying to run agendas.
The Mexico-USA rivalry is the only driving factor behind this. He could have a worldie of a season.
Moss really wants Buendia in this way.
Wait, Moss, you
I think he's just upset that Buendia turned them down for a bigger club, one with European history.
Right, you know what? I'm going to take out Leon Bailey in the equation because he's just injury prone.
Yeah.
You know what? This is a decent shout, actually.
Yeah.
From Bobby.
Putting Rashford there.
It's another United man. He has played on the right a lot this season.
So we've got Werner, Pulisic, and Rashford now.
And he's been absolutely shocking.
Rashford it is then. Sorry, Santi.
He's been absolutely shocking.
I totally agree. You could even say, I mean, Sancho didn't live up to expectations based on the price tag, but since Rashford played on that.
Yeah, he played on the right a lot this season, and he was just.
Oh, yes.
Guys, here is the England football flop 11 of the season.
A lot of United players.
So many United players.
Can I put another honourable mention to Paul Pogba?
Popola, Sancho.
Was that Tariq's laptop?
No, you're not too, and I have my other laptop right next to it. So that was the feedback from my one. Yeah, Paul Pogba's not at his best season, and I like Paul Pogba. Sancho.
So how many we got in there, Rich? We got 4.
Is that for United? Hold on.
I think so.
Let's go through the team. So Meslier, you go. Wan-Bissaka, right back. Maguire, Mings, also centre backs. Firpo, left back. DM, Scott McTominay with Bruno and Saul Niguez either side. Left, Jack Grealish. Sorry, Wanyeko. Right, Rashford. And up top, Romelu Lukaku. You know, that was fun, actually.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And such. We removed that and such. Yeah, that's the end of the show. Just for obviously for the people that was asking for the link, like because the season hasn't started yet, it's going to be more topical. So I'll try and get like different guests each week. And if that doesn't happen, I'm happy to have the regulars come on. So hit me up whether it's WhatsApp or Twitter if you want to jump on one week, and we'll make that happen for you. Before we end, just to give you a bit of insight into what's coming up on the channel. So tomorrow you'll see that we're going into Group B of the Women's Euros. So we'll have the insight of Denmark. And then I believe Tuesday's Germany. Wednesday, Finland. Thursday, got a watch along with England versus Belgium. And Friday we should have Spain. So that's what's coming up on the channel. That's what's coming up on the channel this coming week. And as per usual, before we go, let me just hit off a few more the comments. Big up Courtney as always, man. Big up Moss. Moss always active in the chat. Appreciate that. Bobby here says, to be fair, I think Man United would have flopped. Yeah, team flop. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think anyone could disagree with that. No, the women's Euros starts July 6th. It's just there's some friendlies. There's free England, and they'll have 3 friendlies before then, and such. Belgium, Netherlands, and Switzerland away, and such. So, oh, Moss, you legend. Who is the flop manager?
Oh, and do you guys agree with the manager of the season?
No.
Who did they give it to?
He went to Klopp.
Pep.
Oh yeah, I don't agree with that.
It's supposed to be.
You don't agree with it, no?
Pep. It's supposed to be Pep.
Pep, Eddie Howe, or Patrick Vieira?
You think?
Oh, yeah, Patrick Vieira and Frank Thomas.
I mean, honourable mentions for me, definitely to Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's done a brilliant job.
Yeah.
That turnaround at Newcastle has been amazing. And I know people look at the money and the transfer budget they had, but if you really look at the signings, Chris Wood wasn't doing a great deal. Bruno Guimaraes was bedded in very slowly.
Yeah.
Kieran Trippier was out injured for large parts. So really, they did it with what? The help of Dan Burn and Matt Targett.
The fact that he took...
They were bottom at Christmas, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I think they were rooted to the bottom at Christmas. Bro, it's mad.
Yeah.
The fact
Mad
that he turned
season.
Joe Linton into like a wobby.
Yeah. Who saw that coming? And he's a very good midfield player.
We got realist. Oh, you know what? I'll let you know what you've missed. Because you missed it all pretty much. So we just discussed obviously the team of the season, player of the season, young player of the season for both the men and the women. Discussed the fact that the FA want the top 6 teams to not play the weekend before the World Cup. Only the top 6 teams to not play. And lastly, here is our flop 11 of the season.
It was a struggle to keep the Man United count down realist.
Meslier, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Mings, Firpo, McTominay, Bruno, Saul-Niguez, Rashford, Lukaku, and Grealish, and such. And we're just deciding on flop manager of the season at the moment.
Flop manager.
Yeah,
probably Lampard.
See, I would do that, and that could have a massive agenda. But he did keep them up.
He did keep him up, yeah. Brendan Rodgers underachieved.
That's a shout.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers.
I think a lot of people expected Leicester to do better this season, especially with the arrival of Soumare and Patson Daka.
Yeah, the only reason this guy doesn't because he's just terrible anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the expectation.
And he lost his job, so.
You can technically say Ralph was a flop. I mean, as a manager.
That's a shout.
Solely as a manager.
But again, he's interim, innit? And he's only there half the season.
He's interim, so you can just leave him be.
Yeah. Apart from Eddie Howe, obviously Patrick Vieira, I think, did a brilliant job. Thomas Frank as well at Brentford. I don't think anybody expected Brentford at the start of the season to still be in the Premier League. So they played without fear. Who else? David Moyes had a decent season.
Yeah.
It sort of went a bit south towards the end, but he had a decent season with West Ham.
How do you guys feel about the whole Sean Dyche thing?
They got relegated, didn't they? They deserved it.
It was a bit random. I didn't understand it at the time, but at the same time, sometimes you have to change things up. And they just missed out on safety.
Yeah, I think they kind of at the time they resigned themselves to the championship, and then obviously then they went on that run of like 3 wins, I think. And it was like, oh
no,
snap,
but that's the thing though, Rich. Like sometimes the new manager bounce is a very real thing.
Yeah.
And when you're a club like Burnley, yeah, and there's no transfer window nor budget anyway, so you can't really spend, and the window's closed. What can you really do to make a change? It has to be the manager, right?
That's a good point. Let's wrap it up there, man. What a show! This was fun. So yeah, we'll keep.
But yeah, for me, sorry. Before I just wanted to say, with regards to Klopp, I don't have an issue with him being manager of the season. Just because, I mean, you know, obviously, if I wanted to run agendas, I could talk about how terrible it turned out in the end.
No, he doesn't deserve it.
Listen, he got to every single cup final that was available to him, and he missed out on a league title by what, 1 point, 2 points.
He's still second. Yeah, he's still missed out. He's not the Premier League champion.
92 and 93 points in the league. The levels those two teams set are just utterly out of this world.
For finishing
Look at this guy, late.
Bro, I had church, fam. My bad, bro. My bad.
I'm only joking, bro. We're literally wrapping up, though.
Yeah, I heard that as soon as I clicked it. I was like, shit, he said wrapping up, you know. Can we put Dean Smith in there as well?
For flop manager.
Think about what Dean Smith did, bro. He did shit with Villa, bro, after signing all those players. And then, I mean, the Norwich thing was a madness. He couldn't really do nothing there. But with Villa, they underachieved like crazy, let's be honest.
Yeah, but I think Rodgers, for me personally.
Rodgers is a waste man, bro. He's a one-season man. After that, he just waste man thing.
Anyway, since you're here, listen, tell everyone where they can find you.
No, I want to complain about Son, bro. How do you put Son in the team of the season, bro? These frauds, fam. No. That's unjust, you know. Man didn't even score a penalty. When Kane wasn't scoring the goals, he was there, and they left him out. These racist bastards, bro. Oh, that's peak, you know.
I really listen. You just come from church. And you've just been.
No, bro. That's unjust, though. I don't like unfair stuff, man.
Yeah,
that's unjust.
I agree. I mean, we all agreed. To be fair, we all had mentioned Son earlier in the show. To be honest,
frauds.
Santi, where can they find you?
Well, usually at the airport, but otherwise, you can find me at United Abroad.
Make sure you follow him on YouTube and Twitter.
I am on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
There you go. Rush?
You can find me here, usually in the comments. Otherwise, on Twitter at Brushy87.
And Onyeka, thank you so much for coming on. Any of your
socials that you can find me here in Nigeria, Africa, otherwise Twitter at @1neck_Omeche. That's where you can find me. Thank you.
Really, really appreciate you guys for coming on. We're going to wrap this up. And guys, look out for the Euros content that's coming up in the next couple of weeks. And if anyone wants to jump on and watch alongs and any women's Euros content, just hit me up. You're more than welcome.
I ain't got no problem, you know. I ain't really know them like that still.
It's always a good time to learn.
Yeah, I just come and chat shit.
Oh, this is the perfect chance to learn then, really. International tournaments are the place, man.
You know me, yeah, shit I'll be chatting. I just
this is
I've got realists on one.